Now at midday, alarming arrests. Who is behind bars today after a brutal beating in Grand Island? And we're following more breaking news, escalating attacks. What President Trump says the U.S. military will be doing in just a matter of hours. And later, lending a helping hand, how social media is keeping families safe when disaster strikes. Well, we want to get you right over to a severe weather alert, bracing for the potential for strong storms. We're taking a live look outside from the Channel 8 tower camera. Beautiful blue skies out there this morning, but definitely a hot one. I hear it might look a little bit different out there later tonight. The storm alert team here has been tracking the potential for severe weather all morning, posting updates to social media and on our Now Local News app. I'm definitely not loving the color of those graphics, though. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Emma Norwood. Andrew has the morning off. The track and timing of the storms is coming into focus at this hour. Citizen journalist Melanie sending this video into our Now Local News app. Watering the lawn after a dry couple of days. Will Mother Nature bring a little help with that? Let's turn things over to meteorologist Dominic Ferraro. Dom?
Hey, good morning. I almost said good evening here. Got off to a strong start there, but yeah, we're looking at evening storm chances. There we go. That's what I was thinking there. But as we take a quick look here at your severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, southwest Nebraska, highest chance of severe weather today there in orange. That's your enhanced level 3 out of 5 risk. The majority of the state, though, under that slight level 2 out of 5 risk there in yellow, meaning scattered severe storms are possible. We may see a storm or two up to the north and central portions of the state, but in terms of specific hazards, not really looking at too much at a tornado risk today. Can't rule out a brief spin up here and there, but hail, ping pong ball size, or potentially even larger than that, and then 60 to 75 mile an hour wind gusts, and those chances increasing as you move to the south across the state, as you can see here on this graphic. Mainly evening timing for this, then heading into the overnight hours here into early Thursday morning. Another quick look outside here on our tower camera as we take a look. Temperatures into the mid 80s at the airport here, as well as the KOKN studios, with winds out of the south and southwest right around 15 miles per hour, and definitely the warmer half of the state right now in the eastern Nebraska. A few 70s as you head out towards the west, and then clear skies for the moment, though we're keeping track of a few showers. We may even kind of see a first round of showers and thunderstorms to go throughout the afternoon. We'll talk all sorts of storm chances and some warmer weather heading our way as we head towards next week, coming up in your full forecast in a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Dom. And when severe weather strikes, we want to see what it's looking like in your neighborhood. Once you find a safe space, send in a video of any storm damage to our Now Local News app. You can just scan the QR code on your screen to download the app. It's the best place to keep up with our storm alert team. Well, breaking now, the Grand Island Police Department arresting 2 people involved in an assault. GIPD says 23-year-olds Jesus Reyes and Angel Vega, both from Grand Island, were arrested for first-degree assault. They say officers responded to the area of West 3rd Street in downtown Grand Island on Sunday, where they found Matthew Bishop unresponsive on the ground. They determined Bishop had been physically assaulted. He's now at the CHI Medical Center in Omaha with severe injuries. Well, the war in Iran is ramping up. President Trump at the NATO summit in Turkey today saying the U.S. could strike Iran tonight and issuing a warning that the U.S. could possibly take over Karg Island. The comments coming during a meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. ABC's Karen Travers reports.
President Trump says the U.S. could strike Iran again tonight.
I'll give him a little warning. We're going to hit them hard tonight. But we'll see how it all works out.
That threat coming just hours after the president signaled the deal he signed with Iran just 3 weeks ago is dead.
To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people.
He declared negotiations a, quote, waste of time, but also indicated U.S. officials could continue engaging with the Iranians.
I'll let our wonderful negotiators keep talking if they want, but I don't see it.
The president's comments follow another round of strikes between the U.S. and Iran, the 3rd round since that ceasefire agreement was signed.
We hit them very hard last night, very hard. I would say 20 to 1. 20 times tougher.
The U.S. launching strikes at Iranian air defense and coastal surveillance systems, missile and drone launch sites and port facilities, and hitting 60 Iranian small boats, according to U.S. Central Command. A response to Iran targeting 3 commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz. But Iran overnight firing back, launching attacks targeting U.S. military sites in Bahrain and Kuwait. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte urging the president to focus on NATO countries agreeing to increase their defense spending and play a bigger role in protecting Europe.
When it comes to NATO, what you have achieved, and this is a huge win.
Ukraine was supposed to be a key focus today at this NATO summit. President Trump meeting one-on-one with President Zelensky, announcing the potential for new military support for Ukraine, helping them make Patriot air defense systems.
We're going to give a license to you to make Patriots. That's pretty cool, right? This way he can't complain that we're not giving him enough.
Asked how he planned to get Iran's nuclear material and a deal on Iran's nuclear program, the president said he didn't need to get the enriched uranium because it's buried so deep underground, but didn't give any indication on the future of nuclear talks. Karen Travers, ABC News, traveling with the president in Ankara, Turkey.
Now, after several weeks of gas prices lowering due to the temporary agreement between the U.S. and Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, oil prices are spiking as high as 6%. The memorandum of understanding lasting less than a month of its 60-day window. Disruption to the flow of the traffic in the Strait of Hormuz is expected to increase gas prices. Well, developing now, former Husker wrestler A.J. Ferrari is in custody. Ferrari had an arrest warrant in Lancaster County for 3 felonies, including strangulation of a pregnant woman, domestic assault, and false imprisonment. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says they discovered Ferrari at a house near Bennington Tuesday morning. They say they saw him crawl out of a garage and get into the backseat of a pickup driven by a woman. Deputies eventually stopping the both of them and taking Ferrari to the Douglas County Jail. Right now, a new school grant launching right here in Nebraska is leading the way to higher employment. Many of you might have heard about the Pell Grant. It's been around for many years. Now, Governor Pillen launching the Workforce Pell program. It's the first of its kind and can only be found right here in Nebraska so far. Channel 8's Danielle De Silva tells us what it's all about and who it will help the most.
The new Workforce Pell program made its debut at Metro CC in Omaha on Tuesday and will soon be offered at 6 other community colleges across the state.
This is about lifting people up, helping at a critical time in our life.
The program requires you to have a high school diploma or GED and a desire to work, going hand in hand with the previously launched Good Life's Great Jobs initiative that's aiming to add 6,000 apprenticeships to Nebraska's workforce. Department of Labor Director Katie Thurman says they conducted a screening to identify high-paying jobs, and currently the Workforce Pell program offers 4 programs across 40 occupations. And Metro CC President Randy Schnazel says hundreds more like them are in development now.
Non-credit programs, most colleges are only interested in credit. Metro's interested in helping our local businesses and statewide businesses developing opportunities that revolve around competencies.
Another crucial partner, the Department of Corrections. Director Rob Jeffries praising what the program will mean for those getting out of jail and looking to stay out.
Nebraska's return to the community will have an opportunity that supports their families, as I mentioned, and contribute to their communities as a citizen. Reentry is just not the responsibility of corrections. It's the responsibility of the state.
Former inmate Terrence Turner is thankful.
I'm just going to be so ecstatic, man, my kids, to be able to show and live a legacy that I never had before.
Danielle De Silva for Channel 8 News.
Happening today, Governor Pillen will be recognizing Korean War veterans. He will be at the Norfolk Veterans Home today presenting recognition coins to the members. This ceremony is part of the initiative that the governor launched with the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs to honor Nebraska's living Korean War veterans. They say their goal is to honor as many as possible. The ceremony kicks off at 3:30 this afternoon. New this morning, an important announcement for drivers from the Otoe County Sheriff's Office. They're asking everyone to be aware of reduced speed limits on Highway 2 through the Unadilla area. That limit dropping from 70 miles per hour to 60. On your screen there, you can see a map of the area where you'll see new speed limit signs. They're asking drivers to be attentive when traveling through here. And don't go anywhere. We have plenty more for you after the break, including coffee conversation, what a local nonprofit plans to chat about over coffee with Nebraskans.
Got any?
What challenges Nebraskans face when it comes to getting the dental care they need? They're holding the conversation at Meadowlark Coffee and Espresso. It is just now getting underway. And more workers are taking mental health leave, but bosses are questioning it. And there's a disorder that makes people feel sadder in the summer. Jane King is at the New York Stock Exchange with those stories in today's Wellness Report.
Not everyone loves summer. Some people are pretty miserable in this summer. Tired, touchy, and impatiently waiting for cooler temperatures and shorter days. It's called summer seasonal affective disorder, or reverse seasonal affective disorder, or summer depression. The condition affects about 0.5% of people. Now, it's not formally recognized as a medical diagnosis, but those who develop the summer blues often have the same signs and symptoms as winter depression. Well, more people are requesting time off these days for depression and anxiety. About 67% of U.S. employers report an increase in mental health-related leaves of absence and accommodation requests over the past year. That's according to a survey by the employment law specialist Littler Mendelson. And this figure rises to 74% for large companies. Employers say the growing number of absences is becoming harder to manage. Well, a number of U.S. adults taking obesity medication has nearly quadrupled from just 2 years ago. The Gallup poll found 15% of Americans reported using a weight loss drug at any point, and 11% of people say they're currently taking one. A number of factors have made weight loss drugs more accessible over the last few years. Prices are down, especially for starting doses of medications. Some of the drugs are now in pill form, and existing medications have been cleared to treat new conditions beyond weight loss. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Here's your health.
Storm chances headline the forecast heading into your Wednesday evening with periodic chances for showers and storms for the rest of the week. We are heading warmer, though, towards the middle of the month. More details coming up in your full forecast next.
Alarm for help with their medical service. Syracuse Rescue Service posting to social media they're in dire need of more volunteers, or else the community may lose their emergency squad altogether. Now, if that happens, the town would have to rely on outside first responders, which could take even longer to get there. I spoke with the chief about how they're working to keep things running. The Syracuse Rescue Squad has served the community for years, with volunteers willing to answer calls at all hours, 7 days a week. But now, those same responders are asking the community to help them before the service reaches a breaking point.
We're down quite a few people, and we are experiencing increased call volume. So kind of starting to burn out the providers and the volunteers that we do have.
The rescue team serves almost 2,000 people in and around the city of Syracuse. Chief Wilson tells me the average time it takes to get to a patient and have them loaded, ready to go, is only around 10 minutes. So, losing the rescue squad would mean adding valuable response time when every second counts.
The next closest service is another 7 minutes away, is also another smaller town than Syracuse. And so they would have to be paged over. And the next closest service would be 17 miles away, which is a paid service as well. But you'd be looking at close to 15 to 20 minutes before they would even get there, which is a huge delay in care.
The squad is desperately hoping for more volunteers to step up. And Wilson says they'll teach you everything you need to know.
We're a service that no one wants to use, and you don't know how valuable it is until it's gone. The more people we have, the less time that we have to cover. So even though this is a volunteer rescue service, this is technically a job, and we're volunteering our time to this job.
And Chief Wilson adds they work closely with the city to get more volunteers added to their crew. There's a link to the rescue squad's application in this article on KOKNTV.com.
Now, your Storm Alert Team Forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
Well, on top of the potential for severe weather tonight, we are monitoring the possibility of flash flooding in southeastern Nebraska as well. This is your precipitation potential over the next 7 days. And at the moment, it doesn't look too concerning. There's some areas here close to an inch in these lighter blue colors and closer then to 1.5 inches to 2 inches as you get down there into these purples. But all of this likely going to fall then within the next couple of days. I'd say once we get into this weekend, those chances for showers and storms are going to be few and far between, and then we're going to trade those storm chances for higher levels of heat, humidity, warmer temperatures. So this is kind of our shot here to get some good moisture into the region. We'll break down your storm timing here in just a couple of minutes. But as we take a look outside in southeastern Nebraska for the moment, clear skies out there in your Shones roofing camera. Already on the warm side too for most of us. The mid-80s here in Lincoln, 87 down in Beatrice. You get a little cooler as you out towards the west, 79 in Broken Bow, 78 in Thedford, and the low to mid-70s for the Panhandle. But certainly seeing some of the warmest temperatures right now in southeastern Nebraska, the mid-80s as well for Grand Island, 84 in Hastings, 86 in Aurora. So if you are heading out to any lunchtime plans here in southeast Nebraska, be ready for the heat and the humidity. Upper 60s to low 70s for your dew points, and winds, a little bit of a breeze out there too, out of the south, ushering in those warmer temperatures and higher levels of humidity. At the moment, we've stayed clear on satellite, but close to some cloud cover as you get out towards the Grand Island, Hastings area, and especially then off to the north of the interstate as a band kind of passes on through. We've seen a few light showers out of this throughout the morning. Looks like we've got another one here heading towards the I-29 corridor between Omaha and Sioux City. But at the moment, we're clear as we head just past lunchtime. It'll be early this afternoon where we could see the potential for a few light showers to pop up along this boundary at first. This isn't necessarily the concern for severe weather. These storms are expected to stay fairly elevated, but could give us a shot at some precipitation and some gustier winds. It says then as we head towards the overnight hours tonight, we do see those chances for severe weather kind of ramp up here, especially after midnight for southeastern Nebraska. Southwestern Nebraska will be more towards your Wednesday evening and then fizzling out as we head through the overnight hours. But again, our chances here in southeastern Nebraska for showers and storms certainly on the rise then as we get a little closer to midnight and then shortly thereafter. As we head then into your Thursday morning, should be a fairly clear start to the day. Thursday afternoon, seeing a little more sunshine out there with another round of showers and thunderstorms possible for the Panhandle and portions of southwestern Nebraska, where they could see yet another round of strong to severe storms. And we'll see if any of those can try and work their way close to us here on early Friday morning. But I think by the afternoon, we're still looking at another chance for showers. Latest update to the Storm Prediction Center does take then north central portions of the state out of that marginal level 1 out of 5 risk. We're still in that slight level 2 out of 5 risk here in yellow for Lincoln out towards Grand Island. That means scattered severe storms are possible, and then numerous severe storms there in orange. That's your enhanced risk. That includes far portions of southwestern Nebraska. Quarter-sized hail to then ping pong ball-sized hail and some of those strongest storms a possibility, but certainly the damaging wind threat that we're kind of keeping an eye on more, especially here in this corridor of red that you can see from Grand Island out towards North Platte and then into the southwestern corner of the state. For your high temperatures today, certainly on the warm side as well, upper 80s to then low to mid 90s as you get south of the interstate. And as we take a look at your extended forecast, fairly seasonable as we close out the rest of the week, but and as we head in through next weekend, next week, the mid to upper 90s, we're kind of shifting towards an upper air pattern that favors some of those warmer temperatures this time of year. Great day to get out to the pool as you head towards the end of next week, but be ready then for some higher heat index values, higher humidity. Certainly going to feel like summer here for a bit.
Absolutely. I will definitely be by the pool for that. Thank you so much, Tom. Let's go over to a road alert that could impact drivers heading out this afternoon. 13th Street from Stockwell to Calvert Streets will have north and southbound lane closures as LES does utility work in that area. You're taking a look in a video sent to our Now Local News app of that area. They say to expect the lanes to be shut down from 8 a.m. until 1:30 today. And still to come on Channel 8 News Midday, on display. See the progress being made on a mural in Beatrice. Stick with us. The Grand Island Fire Department is looking to expand. At the Grand Island City Council meeting, they addressed their growing need for more staff. They say due to injuries and military leave, staff are often absent for long periods of time. Despite coverage being available through mandatory overtime, Chief Schmidt says it's not enough.
I think the largest is probably adding 3 additional firefighter EMTs. It's not an exciting ask because we're not going to put another ambulance or engine in service, but it's no less important.
City Council will decide on the budget expansion in just a few weeks. And we have some new developments from Beatrice High School as the students complete a mural at the Gage County Fair. Here's an updated look at that mural. They had asked the community to suggest some words to add in the background. Looks like they've added best in show and heritage, along with some other words since the last time we checked on it. The school posting to social media saying the light at the end of the mural is getting brighter every day. We'll be looking forward to seeing the final product. And straight ahead, honoring veterans, how Governor Pillen is recognizing the Nebraskans who served and when the ceremony is kicking off.
Is trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
Well, we want to get you right over to a severe weather alert, bracing for the potential for strong storms. We're taking a live look outside from the Channel 8 tower camera. Beautiful blue skies out there this morning. Definitely a hot one. And I hear it might look a little bit different out there later tonight. The Storm Alert team has been tracking the potential for severe weather all morning, posting updates to social media and on our Now Local News app. I'm definitely not loving the way that graphic's looking, though. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm Emma Norwood. Andrew has the morning off. The track and timing of the storms is coming into focus at this hour. Citizen journalist Melanie sending this video into our Now Local News app. If we can get that to, there we go. Watering the lawn after a dry couple of days. Will Mother Nature bring a little help with that? Let's turn things over to meteorologist Dominic Ferraro for the answers. Dom.
Hey, good morning, Emma. Definitely looking at a couple chances of precipitation. Wouldn't mind getting some rainfall. Could do it without the severe storms, though. That would be nice. Unfortunately, it'll be another evening to stay weather aware here in southeastern Nebraska. As we take a look outside here, Allo Communications camera off towards the west at South 21st and L Street. Lots of blue skies out there, although it is pretty warm. 86 for your current temperature in Lincoln, 88 down in Beatrice, 87 for the Omaha area, and a sprinkling then of 70s and 80s as you work your way west. And still keeping an eye on a few clouds, maybe a light shower and thunderstorm working its way in far northeastern Nebraska. Better chances, though, for storms as we head throughout the rest of the afternoon, and especially there on your Wednesday evening and into the overnight hours. We do have an enhanced level 3 out of 5 risk for severe weather in place there in orange. That's for mainly southwestern Nebraska, the North Platte area, McCook, and then down into portions of northwestern Kansas. But as you take a look in that yellow shaded area for the majority of the state, that's your slight level 2 out of 5 risk, meaning scattered severe storms are possible. possible. And then in the latest update, we did remove north central Nebraska there from your severe weather risk. But even if you're up towards Valentine O'Neill, not a bad idea to keep an eye on the radar, especially as we go forward. Now, the rest of the afternoon here in Lincoln, upper 80s to low 90s. Heat index values today into the upper 90s as well. So going to want to make sure we're staying cool, stay hydrated, and still lots of sunshine out there. So if you're heading outside, just be ready for the heat and humidity. But we'll get a better update to those storm chances coming up here in a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Dom. And when severe weather strikes, we want to see what it looks like in your neighborhood. Once you find a safe space, send in a video of any storm damage to our Now Local News app. You can just scan the QR code on your screen there to download the app. It's the best place to keep up with our Storm Alert team. Breaking now, the Grand Island Police Department arresting 2 people involved in an assault. GIPD says 23-year-olds Jesus Reyes and Angel Vega, both from Grand Island, were arrested for first-degree assault. They say officers responded to the area of West 3rd Street in downtown Grand Island on Sunday, where they found Matthew Bishop unresponsive on the ground. They determined Bishop had been physically assaulted. He is now at the CHI Medical Center in Omaha with severe injuries. And the war in Iran is ramping up. President Trump at the NATO summit in Turkey today saying the U.S. could strike Iran tonight and issuing a warning that the U.S. could possibly take over Karg Island. The comments coming during a meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. ABC's Karen Travers reports.
President Trump says the U.S. could strike Iran again tonight.
I'll give him a little warning. We're going to hit them hard tonight. But we'll see how it all works out.
That threat coming just hours after the president signaled the deal he signed with Iran just 3 weeks ago is dead.
To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people.
He declared negotiations a, quote, waste of time, but also indicated U.S. officials could continue engaging with the Iranians.
I'll let our wonderful negotiators keep talking if they want, but I don't see it.
The president's comments follow another round of strikes between the U.S. and Iran, the third round since that ceasefire agreement was signed.
We hit them very hard last night, very hard. I would say 20-1. 20 times tougher.
The U.S. launching strikes at Iranian air defense and coastal surveillance systems, missile and drone launch sites and port facilities, and hitting 60 Iranian small boats, according to U.S. Central Command. A response to Iran targeting 3 commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz. But Iran overnight firing back, launching attacks targeting U.S. military sites in Bahrain and Kuwait. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte urging the president to focus on NATO countries agreeing to increase their defense spending and play a bigger role in protecting Europe.
When it comes to NATO, what you have achieved, and this is a huge win.
Ukraine was supposed to be a key focus today at this NATO summit. President Trump meeting one-on-one with President Zelensky, announcing the potential for new military support for Ukraine, helping them make Patriot air defense systems.
We're going to give a license to you to make Patriots. That's pretty cool, right? This way you can't complain that we're not giving them enough.
Asked how he planned to get Iran's nuclear material and a deal on Iran's nuclear program, the president said he didn't need to get the enriched uranium because it's buried so deep underground, but didn't give any indication on the future of nuclear talks. Karen Travers, ABC News, traveling with the president in Ankara, Turkey.
Developing now, former Husker wrestler A.J. Ferrari is in custody. Ferrari had an arrest warrant in Lancaster County for 3 felonies, including strangulation of a pregnant woman, domestic assault, and false imprisonment. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says they discovered Ferrari at a house near Bennington on Tuesday morning. They say they saw him crawl out of a garage and get into the back seat of a pickup driven by a woman. Deputies eventually stopping the both of them and taking Ferrari to the Douglas County Jail. Right now, a new school grant launching in Nebraska is leading the way to higher employment. Many of you might have already heard about the Pell Grant. It has been around for many years. Now, Governor Pillen launching the Workforce Pell program. It's the first of its kind and can only be found here in Nebraska so far. Channel 8's Danielle De Silva tells us what it's all about and who it will help the most.
The new Workforce Pell program made its debut at Metro CC in Omaha on Tuesday and will soon be offered at 6 other community colleges across the state.
This is about lifting people up, helping at a critical time in our life.
The program requires you to have a high school diploma or GED and a desire to work, going hand in hand with the previously launched Good Life's Great Jobs initiative that's aiming to add 6,000 apprenticeships to Nebraska's workforce. Department of Labor Director Katie Thurman says they conducted a screening to identify high-paying jobs, and currently the Workforce Pell program offers 4 programs across 40 occupations. And Metro CC President Randy Schnezel says hundreds more like them are in development now.
Non-credit programs, most colleges are only interested in credit. Metro's interested in helping our local businesses and statewide businesses developing opportunities that revolve around competencies.
Another crucial partner, the Department of Corrections. Director Rob Jeffries praising what the program will mean for those getting out of jail and looking to stay out.
Nebraska's returning to community will have an opportunity that supports their families, as I mentioned, and contribute to their communities as a citizen. Reentry is just not the responsibility of corrections. It's the responsibility of the state.
Former inmate Terrence Turner is thankful.
I'm just going to be so ecstatic, man. My kids, to be able to show and live a legacy that, that I never had before.
Danielle Da Silva for Channel 8 News.
Happening today, Governor Pillen will be recognizing Korean War veterans. He will be at the Norfolk Veterans Home today presenting recognition coins to the members. This ceremony is part of the initiative that the governor launched with the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs to honor Nebraska's living Korean War veterans. They say their goal is to honor as many as possible. That ceremony kicks off at 3:30 in the afternoon. And still to come on Channel 8 News Midday, Bean Bonanza. Which country is buying more soybeans from the U.S.? Anywhere, anytime soon. The United States is celebrating its 250th anniversary, and for the next few weeks, part of the country's history can now be seen in the Wolverine State. John Lorencic reports.
The vaults of the National Archives have traveled to Detroit.
You only turned 250 years old once, right?
Being a bicentennial baby born in 1976, it's kind of cool.
The United States continues to celebrate the country's semi-quincentennial by sending 9 original documents from the National Archives on tour.
What I want to do is encourage people to visit, to look at them, to remember our history.
They were brought to the Metro Motown area this week on the Freedom Plane.
These materials don't leave the National Archives ordinarily, so putting them on the road just generally, a great deal of thought and foresight's gone into that.
This special exhibit at the Henry Ford in Dearborn opens Thursday and runs through July 26th.
As an institution, our mission is to bring history to the people.
Among the magical manuscripts that can be seen by the public free of charge, a William Stone engraving of the Declaration of Independence, Articles of Association, the Treaty of Paris, and the Senate markup of the Bill of Rights.
As a history nerd, I was just over the moon about it.
This is the penultimate stop on this historical tour after they were in cities including Atlanta, Los Angeles, and Miami.
I think it's important that we remember what we should be striving for. And these documents reflect that.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
Well, we're getting ready to enter what is statistically our warmest part of the year. High temperatures average here in the low 90s as we head towards the middle of July. And as we take a look at your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook through that same time period, still trending to be above average for the majority of the state and really for the majority of the western half of the country. I mean, most of the country likely going to be above average, but especially here as you get up towards Montana, the Dakotas, into portions of Wyoming, and then out towards the west, they're certainly going to be on the warmer side, and we could be seeing some of our warmest temperatures we've seen for the entire calendar year so far. That still sits in late March. March 21st at 97 degrees has been our warmest temperature so far. We've come close a couple times, but I do think then as we head towards the middle of July here, certainly could be looking at a shot of breaking that. As we take a look outside here in Lincoln, South 27th and Yankee Hill Road, clear skies still on your Honda of Lincoln camera. Temperatures also still on the warm side, especially here in southeastern Nebraska. While I see the mid-70s for Valentine O'Neill, once you get down here into the southeastern corner of the state, it's 89 in Beatrice. Every time we've pulled up this graphic, Beatrice has gotten a degree warmer. 88 in Hebron, 86 in Lincoln, York, also at 86, 87 in Aurora. And as we take a quick look at your heat index values, already feels like the low 90s for us here in Lincoln, York, Beatrice as well, the lower 90s for the heat index as well up in Omaha. So it's going to be a hot and humid one for the rest of your Wednesday. And at the moment, clear skies along and south of Interstate 80, a little more than as you get up towards Columbus, the Platte River area, and then off towards northeastern Nebraska. One tiny storm here trying to get going close to the I-80 corridor between Sioux City and Omaha, but I think the majority of that stays out of our hair. Now we might see some more storm development as we go throughout the afternoon and into the early evening, kind of along a boundary here. And what's going to happen first with this boundary is those storms are really going to fire up in portions of northwestern Iowa, and then they almost try and spread then down towards the south and west as we go through the overnight hours. We'll see southwestern Nebraska here right around dinner time tonight, see a few storms fire up. That's kind of where we expect some of the stronger storms this evening, but then these try and linger here into far southeastern Nebraska as we go through early Thursday morning. And good news is, looks to be wrapped up as we head towards the morning commute, but certainly then the potential for severe weather as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Quiet then for the majority of your Thursday morning into the afternoon. A little bit more sunshine as we get then past 2, 3 o'clock. Another round of showers and thunderstorms a possibility for the Panhandle and far southwestern Nebraska as we head Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening. A couple of these may try and make its way into southeastern Nebraska as we head into early Friday, but I'd say better chances then as we head later in the day on Friday for some showers of our own. As we take a look then at your severe weather outlook, the majority of the state under that slight level 2 out of 5 risk here in yellow, meaning scattered severe storms are possible, but numerous severe storms then for far southwestern Nebraska, where we could see some of the stronger storms today as well. And as we head into your Thursday, again, the Panhandle once again under the risk of severe weather. They have a slight risk out there as well, and 1 to 2 of those storms may try and make its way east along the Kansas-Nebraska line as we head there very late Thursday evening. As we go towards this afternoon, highs today reaching the low to mid 90s. Keep an eye on the heat index too, likely going to try and make a run for the upper 90s, if not a triple-digit value or two in there in the region. Now, we stay fairly seasonable for the rest of the week. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, but it's as we head into the middle of next week where we return to high temperatures in the mid 90s. Heat index values likely above 100 degrees there too. So got to enjoy these more seasonable July temperatures while they last, because it looks like we're going to be staying on the warm side here for some time.
All right, thank you so much, Dominic. Burger King adds 2 new chicken sandwiches to the lineup, and tensions with Iran are heating back up again, driving oil higher. Jane King is at the New York Stock Exchange with those stories and more in today's Ag and Energy Report.
The U.S. Treasury Department revoked a license that allowed Iran to sell its oil around the world. The decision to revoke the license came after a series of attacks on tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. The increased tension is sending oil back higher again this week, and soybean oil hit a 3-week high on the renewed U.S.-Iran tensions. Well, U.S. Airlines spent $6.7 billion on jet fuel in May, the second straight month that fuel costs topped $6 billion. The May spend was 84% more than a year ago. Airlines worldwide have responded to the jump in fuel prices by raising fares and fees and trimming flight schedules. Fuel is typically one of the industry's largest costs. Well, China has purchased more soybeans from the U.S., according to Bloomberg. China's COFCO has booked at least 6 cargoes of U.S. soybeans for loading between September and October. And the Ag Department says Chinese buyers had already committed to buying 200,000 tons of American beans. And this week, Burger King introducing 2 new chicken sandwiches, the Loaded Jalapeno Original Chicken Sandwich and the Club Original Chicken Sandwich are available for customers. Industry data from Technomic's Top 500 shows chicken chain sales grew 5.3%, significantly outpacing the burger category's growth. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King with your Ag and Energy Report.
And coming up right after the break, meet our furry friend here, Peyton, looking for a home. The Capital Humane Society is here. We're learning all about Peyton and how you can help give her a new home.
Bringing you the most comprehensive local coverage dedicated to serving our community and bringing Lincoln nothing but the best. When you need local trustworthy news, the answer is simple. KLKN, bringing you Nebraska now.
For generations, Eustis Body Shop has been a part of Nebraska's story. A locally owned small-town business built on trust, craftsmanship, and community. From those early days in the shop to today with 8 Nebraska locations, including 3 right here in Lincoln, Eustis continues to grow generation after generation. Because around here, taking care of people is just who we are, including free loaner cars when you need one.
The most recommended Eustis Body Shop. That's who we are.
Barry Law, founded and operated by American veterans and patriots.
To everyone who finds joy in a great meal, we'd love to see you at Culver's.
What makes us happy is making you happy.
Our menu is handcrafted to have something for everyone.
Everyone.
My favorite, the Butter Burger Deluxe.
Definitely cheese curds.
Chocolate frozen custard.
From the juiciest bites to the sweetest scoops.
We'll make all your favorites fresh.
Fresh.
Fresh, just for you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a beautiful new tree for your home? Try Yankee Hill Landscape. Need new shrubs or perennials for your flower garden beds? Try Yankee Hill Landscape. Our amazing plants are available for installation by our trained professionals, or stop by and pick yours up today. Yankee Hill Landscape, 118th and Yankee Hill Road.
As you examine the road ahead, are all your ducks in a row? Pre-planning with Butheris, Macer, and Love Funeral Home.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
And welcome back. We are joined by Capital Humane Society's Executive Director, Matt Machero. Matt, who you got today?
So today we have Peyton. So Peyton's only about 8 weeks old, and she's a domestic medium hair spayed female, and she came into the shelter a little over a month ago. She came in with her mom and her siblings, and people that had them just simply couldn't take care of them any longer, and so brought them to us. And obviously a month ago she was very tiny. I mean, she's still small right now, but she was only about a month old, and so not old enough to go up for adoption. And so after a month they're all ready to find their new homes, and so she'll be going to the adoption center here later once we're done here. But she's kind of an ornery kitten. She was running all over my desk at the shelter and getting into things and pulling on computer cords and all that kind of stuff. So she will definitely bring some energy to your home and a little excitement, and probably get into a little mischief and trouble. But she also, you know, she's perfectly content with just kind of being held. I mean, she just kind of lets you do whatever, and she's happy with it. But yeah, definitely will be a fun addition to a family, and you know, keep you entertained for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, just sounds like she wanted to make her debut here.
Yes. I mean, if I put her down right now, she would definitely go explore the entire studio and would have no trouble finding every nook and cranny that she could.
That is awesome. So I also understand you guys are having some sort of promotion right now for cats.
Yeah. So adult cats, so cats 5 months and older. Mary Jo Livingston, one of our donors, is still covering half the adoption fees on those cats. So it doesn't apply to Peyton, but we have a lot of cats that fit that category of 5 months and older, and so have about 260 cats in our care right now, cats and kittens. And so a lot of cats that need homes. Obviously kittens need homes, but sometimes this time of year those older adult cats tend to get overlooked a little bit. And so if you've been thinking about adopting, definitely encourage you to come out and see if there's a good fit, and take advantage of those half-price adoption fees on those cats 5 months and older.
Absolutely. Sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any donations you guys need at the society? Anything like that?
Yeah, so right now with all the cats and kittens that we have, we're looking for shoe boxes, we're looking for cat food, also towels and blankets. We go through quite a bit this time of year, and so anything like that. So if you're cleaning out the closet, maybe you have some shoe boxes you need to get rid of, or towels and blankets, we'll definitely take them off your hands at either of our shelter locations.
All right, sounds awesome. Well, thank you for bringing Peyton along. She is so lovely. And stick with us. We have more coming up right after the break, including Renter's Paradise. Find out where Lincoln lands in a new study ranking the best U.S. cities to rent.
At the Home Depot, we've got 4th of July savings.
And all your appliance answers.
Yeah, this one really keeps me on my toes.
With Whirlpool, you're ready for the unexpected. Get a fridge that can flex to your needs and the all-new UV Clean feature that helps reduce bacteria. Find your appliance answers now at the Home Depot.
If you're at home right now and you're suffering from burning, tingling, or numb feet, you need to pay special attention to this next segment as we discuss neuropathy.
What is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is actually nerve damage to the feet and the legs primarily.
And what are the symptoms?
The major symptoms we see are numbness, burning, muscle cramps, problems with your balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It is absolutely treatable, and we can get some great results.
If you're experiencing burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands, or having balance issues, call today for your nerve damage screening. Your nerve damage screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our innovative treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe there is nothing that can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 25 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Act now and call to schedule your nerve damage screening. First 25 callers receive this screening for free.
What is Spectrum Internet? It's the most reliable internet.
It's connecting with my followers out there and in here.
It's secure internet for you and your family.
It's keeping kids like us safe online.
It's Wi-Fi that stays on even when the power doesn't.
Staying connected no matter what.
So what's Spectrum Internet? It's everything you want it to be. Switch today at spectrum.com.
Looking to upgrade your home's electrical system? Wolf Electric is here to help. From panel diagnostics to custom installs, our licensed experts handle it all. Whether it's an outdoor outlet or a ceiling fan, we bring safe, code-compliant solutions to every job, backed by a 1-year warranty. Schedule your free quote today.
New this morning, Lincoln is a top spot for renters. A new report from Wallet Hub looked at cities around the country to find out which ones are the best cities to rent in. Lincoln comes in at number 14. They focused on 2 categories, rental market and affordability, where we rank number 15, and quality of life, where we were placed at 56. Let's take a look at that map from Wallet Hub. All top 3 cities are in Arizona. At the top of the list is Scottsdale, due to the quality of life in the city. They also rank the highest for both availability of jobs and the driving environment. And coming in at the bottom of the list is Detroit, Michigan. Well, don't go anywhere. We have your final forecast for you after the break. Stick with us.
Help deliver critical weather